So up till now, we had discussed some things about fake news. Uh, Before we get more sleepy, because I'm the only one left between you and your lunch, so can we stretch our arms a little bit just to flex our muscles a little bit so we don't get sleepy, right? So up till now we have four points. One is, of course, as Honorable Batuk mentioned, that disinformation is not a new concept. It is there for forever, right? If you recall your story of Adam and Eve, how they came to this planet Earth, then Abel and Cain, and the story of Prophet Joseph and how his brothers told their father that he was hunted by freedom. Uh, because we are also doing some research work with, in collaboration with UNESCO and some intergovernmental other policy makers. There's one phrase which we usually say that if it is a news, it is not a fake. And if it is a fake, it cannot be termed as news. Uh, Another thing is that how many of you are from the media industry or think you are a storyteller or something like that? Anyone from media industry? Yeah. Okay, so the thing is, if you think that your concerns regarding fake news might be less, I have a news that we are all presumers now, right? Presumers, like we are the producers of our stories and we are the consumers of our stories. So there is now a very thin line between the traditional media storytellers and the storytellers on the new media, which I'll be talking about. Okay, so I'll be starting with a quotation by Hazrat Ali ibn Abi Talib, a very significant personality of Islam. Look at what is being said, not who is saying it. Even the most credible person can sometimes mislead the whole thing. So we have to look at what is being said, what we have to analyze that. We are living in a world of data. Data is called the new fuel. You can see 2.5 quintillion, which is 2.5 million trillion of data is being generated, right, per day. The big internet companies are saying that at this very moment, 1.2 million terabytes are being stored on the internet, right? In just 1 minute, 87,500 tweets are being done, right? 4.5 million videos are being viewed on the YouTube in just 1 minute. 300 hours of videos are being uploaded in just 1 minute. When it comes to WhatsApp, 29 million messages are being delivered in just 1 minute, right? So, and when we talk about Facebook, just in 1 minute, 500,000 comments are posted. Nearly 300,000 posts are updated on the Facebook, and around 136,000 pictures are uploaded on the Facebook. So you can imagine the impact of the data which we are living in. And the thing is that according to the Roots, a survey company, a social media survey company, they say that around 58% of the world population is currently online, and out of that internet, those netizens, 70% are youth. So that's why we really need to understand the concepts about the presumers and the citizen journalism, the social media, and then we will be coming towards SDGs as well. So I would like to show you a video that despite that we know that some certain thing is fake, why do we really believe those news? Why we really react on those kind of things which we believe that okay, this is a fake. So this is a video which is called rubber hand experiment. In 2004, a neuroscientist by the name of Dr. Richard Passingham, he and his associates did a experiment with the name of rubber hand experiment.
And you're going to put your hands on the table with your left hand resting on the left side of this. I'm going to drape this over you.
It feels like my hand's right in front of me.
Okay. Okay, then this is going to be weird, but you trust me, right?
Do I trust you? No. What do you... Whoa, no, stop. No, dude, put the... No! Oh, Jesus! Are you...
You okay?
Dude, why...
Take a breath. And let me know again when that's feeling like your hand.
Okay, it's starting to feel like it's my hand.
Stay there. Stay there.
What are you doing? Ah! Oh, Jesus!
It's okay. So you have just seen that the person knew that it was not his hand, but when he was about to be pinched by a needle, he just reacted. And after that, he was told again that okay, we will repeat the same thing. Now he again knew that it was not his hand, and he has been trapped into a prank. When he was about to be hit by a hammer, he again reacted. The same thing we react over and over again on the fake news, despite we know that it is a fake news, right? So you can know about the impact. So now I'll talk about the evolution of content creation. Back in those days, 2 decades or 3 decades back, when there was only the traditional media, we were listening, we were reading the opinion makers, the traditional opinion makers, the narrative builders. We used to listen to them. Some of them were credible, some of them were not credible, and we used to comment with our friends and family, not more than that. Then time came that social media came, and we then used to comment on whatever was said by the narrative builders, right? By writing on their social accounts that okay, your point of view is agreeable or it is not, okay. But now the thing is that if you look at the current trend in traditional media, the prime time news anchors and these narrative builders are now discussing what is being trending on social media. So the whole thing is reversed, right? So first that we were discussing the authentic, credible narratives, and now these narrative builders are discussing that kind of content which is being generated by us, the amateurs maybe. So that's why we really need to be more socially responsible that what is going on the social media, it has a butterfly effect on the traditional media as well. And when it comes to the traditional media, it means mass media with the power of its own authenticity and credibility. Next slide. Mr. Patrick has already talked about how media is handling the fake news, like creating a snowball out of a single drop, provoking presumers to give it a hype. The presumers are giving it a hype to even any kind of news which we think that it is impactful. Then the sensational headlines, then the clickbaits, then manipulating statistics and information, and then commenting on the social trends. So it is already discussed. So very briefly, I'll go into another slide, which is the 7 types of misinformation. Although Mr. Patrick has already discussed, but just to repeat the thing, that there are 7 types of news which one is the satire, the parody, right? You know, if you are deliberately putting up fake news or you are trying to disinform someone, and immediately one of your colleagues says, bro, this is fake, why are you sharing it? And you say, oh, just chill bro, take it just as a joke. It is not a joke, it is a pre-planned thing, right? So you can definitely question his or her credibility about that. So the satire or the parody, it has no intention to cause harm but has potential to do it. Then there is misleading content. I won't be going into the details. Then there is the imposter content, when genuine resources are being impersonated. Then the fabricated content. then the false connection, when headlines, visuals, they don't match with the content. Then the false context, when genuine context is shared with the false contextual information. And then is the manipulated content. So I'll be requesting Ms. Adiola that the presentation could be uploaded on the Facebook page of MIYD, so you can view it later. Then comes the impact of disinformation. I think that Ms. Lillian and Mr. Patrick has already talked about the impact of disinformation. I won't be talking about that, so we can just quickly skip. Okay, so now we come to another thing, which is that how the disinformation is architected, right? If you see that above all, there are some chief architects who initiate, who design, who think that, okay, this specific thing should be misinformed or disinformed, or we should launch a specific kind of fake news kind of campaign. And then these guys hire digital influencers who have lots and lots of followings on the social networks and all those kind of stuff. And these digital influencers then you create the whole hype of those campaigns. And then comes a lower level, which is the community level fake accounts. These guys with multiple fake accounts, they just try to disseminate the whole thing and making things worse. All these three categories are actually paid by unknown people, right? But then come us, the volunteers, who actually try to reshare whatever we are consuming without thinking that what will be the butterfly effect of those disinformation. Now I would like to talk about the psychology of sharing, that why we really share. First, we want to give some information. Then, social currency, we would like to show our funny side or our intellect side to our friends, that okay, I am more aware than you. That's why we share on the social media. Then the emotional aspect. If I visit Taj Mahal, or if I visit any other monument, I would like to show the pictures to my friends, and just to provoke my friends. Okay, wow, you are in India, right? Visiting Taj Mahal, right? Just to provoke that kind of emotion, we share things. And then the public opinion. Sometimes we are uncertain about some things, and we just put a post, not to get a clear answer, but to serve our satisfy our egos, that okay, I am right in this specific sense, and I just need some like-minded followers or friends, that whether my ideology is justified or not. But then the thing is, then we have another problem on the social media, and that is the filter bubbles. Have you ever observed that when some fine day you just post a post that I am happy or I just achieved something, your whole news feed is about happy news. And for example, one day you just post something that I am really sad, I broke my heart, or someone broke your heart, and the whole news feed is about sad songs. Or for example, if I am related to certain political party or certain political ideology, the whole news feed is either the news related to my political party, or that kind of news of the opposition, of the other party, the rival party, in which the algorithm thinks that I would definitely be reacting to it. So this is the filter bubble, which is kind of making things more worse, which we rarely talk about it, right? So this is the thing. It has pros, it has cons. You can just go through it. That why the social media algorithm creators, they think that it is a nice thing, but it is, on the other hand, creating some bad things as well. So if we go ahead to the next slide, the science of making things go viral. there is a survey by Outgrow that 72% of news gets viral, but the thing is that it is short-lived, it has very low shelf life, but it is more viral than anything. Then comes the humor. 62% things, humorous things get viral, but the thing is that if you remember that humor, satire, parody is a kind of misinformation. And the thing is that is why some of the campaigns are revolved around these such kind of political jokes and all those kind of things, because they have a longer shelf life. So overall, the psychologists say that there are two reasons that things go viral. One is the novelty surge. We really want to satisfy our ego by sharing such kind of information, by telling ourselves and telling our fans, followers or friends that we are sharing something new, right? Which you are not aware of, which doesn't mean that it is a credible news. Then the other thing is the information gap theory. That if I have an exclusive news, I just need to share that thing. So the thing is that now here the youth opinion leaders and the youth leaders come when I talk about that they should really be engaged in the citizen journalism. They should create their own stories rather than sharing the stories which have an impact on them. They should create such kind of stories which create an impact. Why? If you are engaging in telling stories, you will be thinking more creatively, more critically, and more independently. Then you will be having a confidence in opting for a certain narrative. You will be standing on it. Then better communication skills, branding, a huge personal branding, and the tolerance for different opinions as well. Lastly, I would like to tell you about the Sustainable Development Goals all the countries are pursuing for the Agenda 2030. These are 17 goals with 169 targets. So if you think that you don't have any story to tell, just have a look on those 169 targets. You will definitely feel some target is relatable and relevant to you. And try to learn about it and to create more compelling stories about it. If you want to bifurcate, can we move to another slide? These 17 goals are also divided into the spiritual goals, the ecological goals, and the people goals, like no poverty, like more health facilities, like reducing inequalities, like climate change, life on land, or peaceful institutions. So we really need to work on this. And the thing is that we can create stories quite easily because of our handphones. This is our camera, this is our editing stuff, right? I can edit my videos, my audios, everything on the thing. So that's why I always believe that mobile journalism is the future of the journalism. Now the thing is that sometimes we think that, okay, talking about poverty, talking about hunger, no one really cares about it. But the thing is that we can definitely create compelling stories by looking at the pillars of all these kind of SDGs. So all these targets are standing on the 4 pillars, which is the social inclusion. Include everyone in everything, right? From disabled, irrespective of race, irrespective of colors, irrespective of religion. Then comes the economy. If you link your stories with the economy, that is more attention gaining. Then comes the environment. What is the environment has to do with your targets? You can talk about it. And then the governance, right? That how the governance and the policies are working on that particular thing, and you can comment on it just to create more impact on the social media. Lastly, I would like to show you a small video which I produced 2 years ago in Philippines while attending a sustainable development conference on civil society. What is the role of civil society in order to achieve these targets?
if with you, our souls will not be poor of love.
If with you, our heart will be hungry for more.
If with you, our health will be a tool.
If with you, our children will go to school.
If with you, our girls will go too.
If with you, our thoughts will be seen and clear.
If with you, our energy will be here for real.
If with you, our jobs will make us grow.
If with you, our road will let us plow.
If with you, our rights will be the same.
If with you, our cities will be poor of shame.
If with you, our love will not be consumed.
If with you, our planet will have no wound.
If with you, our bodies will swim with fishes.
If with you, our animals will not be dishes.
If with you, our aim will be peace.
If with you, our hopes will never cease.
So this is my punchline, that just create stories with art and color. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nabeel. One round of applause. Very inspiring and motivating presentation. And I believe during the presentation, if we back with Nabeel, he was just trying to tell us that everything is within our fingertips and within our hand. It is our role to make our life, our world, be a better and brighter place in the future. So thank you very much, all the three speakers. One big round of applause. They are given equal share of time.